Have you ever wondered why astrologers and seers held such significant roles in royal courts in the past? In the 16th century, these celestial interpreters were considered invaluable assets within regal circles. Take Michel de Nostradame, known as Nostradamus, for instance. He was a trusted advisor to Catherine de' Medici, the Queen of France, and his prophecies were held in high regard. Then there's John Dee, an English mathematician, astronomer, teacher, astrologer, occultist, and alchemist. He was the court astronomer for and advisor to Elizabeth I, and spent much of his time on alchemy, divination, and Hermetic philosophy. John had one of the largest libraries in England at the time. As a political advisor, he advocated the foundation of English colonies in the New World to form a British Empire, a term he is credited with coining. Astrologers weren't just providing horoscopes. Their roles extended to predicting political outcomes, health issues, and personal affairs of the aristocracy. Their predictions, often wrapped in cryptic language, had the power to shape the course of entire kingdoms. A favorable astrological forecast could bolster a ruler's confidence, while an ominous prediction could thwart ambitious plans. Their influence was profound, often guiding key decisions and policies. From war strategies to marriage alliances, the stars seemingly held the answers. So, in the 16th century, astrologers were more than just stargazers. They were political influencers of their time. As we move into the 17th century, the role of astrologers and seers in the royal courts continued to evolve. Astrologers like William Lilly started making their mark. Lilly, a notable figure, is remembered for his uncanny prediction of the Great Fire of London. This period also saw astrology stepping out of the shadows of the royal courts and into the light of public scrutiny. Astrological almanacs began to circulate, making the once exclusive knowledge of the stars accessible to the common folk. This democratization of astrology, however, had its consequences. The astrologers' influence, once potent and exclusive to the royal courts, began to wane. The stars, once the secret language of the royalty, began to speak to the masses. This shift marked a significant change in the perception and role of astrology and astrologers in society. By the end of the 17th century, astrologers were no longer the exclusive domain of royalty, but a part of popular culture. The 18th century brought about significant changes to the royal courts, and with it, the role of astrologers and seers. The Age of Enlightenment was in full swing, and science began to overshadow superstition. Amidst this shift, the royal astrologers found their influence waning, their prophecies questioned by the burgeoning scientific community. A notable figure from this period was John Partridge, a renowned astrologer whose predictions were met with public derision. His most infamous critic, the satirist Jonathan Swift, went as far as to publish a hoax almanac, ridiculing Partridge's predictions and casting doubt on the credibility of astrology as a whole. This public mockery marked a significant turning point in the perception of astrology within the royal courts and society at large. As the Age of Enlightenment dawned, the royal astrologer's star began to fade, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. So, what became of the astrologers and seers in royal courts? From the zenith of influence in the 16th century to the shift towards public sway in the 17th, and ultimately their decline with the 18th century's scientific uprising. While the stars no longer guide royal decisions, the legacy of these astrologers and seers endures, a testament to a time when the heavens ruled the earth. But wait, what about the late Princess Diana? According to Andrew Morton's book titled Diana, Her True Story, in Her Own Words, the 25th anniversary edition, it states in the interviews with Diana herself that she would meet with an astrologer frequently to help cope with the world around her. Diana was quoted as saying, "I always knew I would never be the next queen." Did Diana and her astrologer foresee Diana's death? According to the book, it's highly possible. They knew it would involve a car. Eerie, isn't it? For thousands of years, royalty has turned to the power of prophecy to help guide their lives and decisions. Do they still? Subscribe for more.